right, so for whatever reason, the clock's not working tonight, but we got 5 minutes until we go live with this episode of the Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. Good to see you guys all here on Wednesday night. Hump Day, Hump Day. Gonna be a great show. This is the Christmas special. Get out your hats and your little reindeer hoodie, headies, deal. Get ready for Christmas with the Cannonball Chronicles. Going live in just a couple minutes. Make sure you put up your rider number, where you guys are listening from, so we can give you a little shout out. And don't forget to hit the like and share button. Help us spread this thing around. Already got a bunch of guys in. Russ Journey, Kearney, Nebraska, Mike Brusso, Chris Summer Simmons in the house, number 89. Good to see all you guys here. Nancy Weems, always first in. Good to see you. Steve Henderson, reaching out. Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to all you guys, too. Happy birthday to Lemmy Killmeister. Is that for real? Man, I should have worn my Motorhead shirt tonight. Just a couple minutes, we're going live. Stick around. Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. He's my God, that's right. Who'd win between a fight between Lemmy and God? Trick question. Lemmy is God. Moses Lake, Washington in the house with us here tonight. Ontario, Canada. Craig Escott, good to see you. Poppy Broyles in from Detroit. Mike Brusso, 42. Kenny Sweeney, 114, Indiana. Good to see all you guys. Rob, tell us about working with Chris Farley. I don't even know that story. We're about 2 minutes out now, going live with this one in 2 minutes. 5 minutes until the bullshit flows. You got that right. It's Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles here on Hump Day. Don't go anywhere. We're just about a minute and a half out. David Crum, North Jersey present. Dale Norbeck, going for Lemmy. Only rock and metal gods for me, right? And Santa. Richard Campbell, Atlanta, Georgia. Good to see you here. All right, I guess we waited long enough. We're going to go ahead and fire this one up, get it out of the garage and up on the road. It's time to go live with another episode of Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. Here we go.
Ho, ho, ho. That's right. It's Wednesday night. It's the Wednesday before Christmas. It's Cannonball Christmas tonight, guys.
Yay.
Heck yeah. I'm excited. We want to make sure that you all get dialed in, set up, ready to go. Get your favorite Christmas drink going. That's right. Cheers. So we got a really, really good show tonight. One that we've been waiting for a really long time. You know, what better time to have these guys than, right before Christmas and have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. It's going to be really, really good. So what do you think?
I agree.
I do too.
Let's get right to it because we need the whole hour.
We do. We probably need more than an hour tonight. It's going to be pretty crazy, I bet. Pretty crazy. So let's bring in our co-host, the man that looks like Santa himself, Mr. Rob Nussbaum. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on?
Oh man,
I'm so excited about tonight's show. These guys are the best. The best. I think we should. I don't really want to waste any time. I want to take them. I want to bring them right in. What do you think?
Right now.
Well, you got anything you want to talk about first?
First, I want to say Merry Christmas, Rob.
Merry Christmas, Leanne. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to all our viewers out there, too. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you. So this is great.
It's been a fun couple of months since we started doing this.
It's been interesting. It's been a growing and learning experience for sure. And it's been a lot of fun, especially with you guys. I don't get to see you, so it's nice to be able to see you this way at least.
Absolutely.
And see all our friends on Wednesday nights.
Yep.
And usually, I'm not co-hosting, so I really appreciate you guys keeping him busy on Wednesday.
Hey, before we get started, though, we want to make sure you guys mash that share button tonight. Make sure anybody that hasn't heard about the show going on tonight, that they get a chance to see and everything that's going on. Make sure that you're commenting along with us, asking questions, bringing up some dirty gossip, whatever you guys got. We want to hear it. We want to see it. Bring it to us. Let's call it right out.
For everybody who's watching and who knows the Carsons, we want you to ask them some questions. And it's no secret that that's who our guests are tonight. And I want to also mention that you guys have your website up now, right? With all the Cannonball stuff. So maybe we just get a quick link to that and get right into it. What do you say?
Let's bring these guys in.
Bring in our riders. Let's do it. Hey,
Merry Christmas, Carsons.
Merry Christmas, guys. How you doing?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
What's going on with you guys?
We just went out and spent money for Christmas. We're broke. Can anyone send us money?
Why? Why aren't you spending money, Mike?
Well, I spent it all, Rob. Fixed income, dude. I need money.
Fixed income. So maybe, did we start a GoFundMe for you yet or what?
Everybody turns me down. Hurts my feelings.
What's that?
I said, everyone turns me down. Nobody does a GoFundMe. I don't understand.
Well, we were wondering if you guys were still half alive, but we haven't heard from any of you guys for a long, long time.
What's going on?
Can't keep up with Mike on Facebook anymore because he's always in jail.
No political comments on this show. I promise.
Correct.
Hey, where are you guys?
We're in the shop.
You're in Texas?
Yeah, we're in a CCM shop in Texas, in Livingston.
What's CCM? What's that stand for?
Carson Classic Motors.
Mothers? Carson Classic Mothers?
Close enough.
Motherfuckers. Sorry.
So tell us a little about Carson Classic Motors. How'd that get started?
We started CCM about 18, 20 years ago when I was just a little kid. Started with an 82 shovel that my step-grandfather, I don't know how you really worked that out, but step-grandfather bought new from the factory there in Milwaukee. And my dad and I restored that when I was just a little tyke, and it's turned into about 150, 160 antique bikes between us. 20 years of having fun, racing, riding, going to auctions, seeing them all our buddies, and just having too much fun with old junk.
Heck yeah.
Before we get too much further, though, let's introduce everybody here. Why don't you guys tell us who's who and a little backgrounds on yourselves?
Let's start on that side of the screen.
Is that like an age
My
before
daughter.
beauty thing? Is that your daughter, Mike?
My daughter, Therese. Yeah. I've been poking her for quite a few years. We finally got married, but Steve Raker in West Virginia said it was okay to marry your daughter. So we did.
Love you, Bobby.
Brinker would know.
Raker would know. I started working on antique bikes. They weren't antique when I started, to be honest with you. I started racing when I was 13. I got a Yamaha DT 125, motocross that. Next bike I think was a Montesa, 125 and a 250, and I had a Bull Taco. I had Persang. I ran the Triumph and the BSA 500 single thumpers, like the desert bikes. My first road bike I got when I was in the Navy, 1969, was a 67 BSA. Got married 8 or 9 times, and I quit riding for a while. And I got back into it, and I don't know. I've been in bikes, riding, racing, and messing with them since I was about 13 years old.
Nice.
How old are you now?
47.
You looking good?
Turned 71. Thank you. I
Teresa,
appreciate that.
Teresa, what can you tell
Yes.
us about that old coot? Tell us about your dad a little bit, would you?
My dad? He's been racing and riding a long time.
Buck, what's your story and who's that hanging on your shoulder? And this is a family show, by the way.
So I'm going to let Jingle Balls introduce herself.
Jingle balls.
I'm Tinsel Tits. Merry Christmas. This is Jingle Balls.
Thank you very much. But I'm Nikki Hancock from Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Let's see, Buckley Carson stole my shirt today, so now I am Jingle Balls, and he is Tinsel Tits.
Yeah. And I'm all for her.
You're all for her.
Nikki is a new addition to CCM. She just retired as a general manager of Wheels Through Time from 2014 till 2020. She's a wonderful lady, and we are very blessed and lucky to have her here. And she's
Yes.
my better half, and I'm quite happy with this one.
Yes.
Having
You.
the CCM family and then the Carson family is a wonderful thing. And right now, I want to go on record. Everybody listening and watching around the world is invited to the wedding, which will be coming up very soon.
I hope we get an invite, but
No pressure. Geez, you guys.
Whoa.
Is that an official announcement? I didn't. I
Well,
wasn't
wait,
sure.
we
Is
didn't
that
know about
official?
No.
I'm the wedding planner.
Hello. Hello, no.
That would be self-appointed wedding planner, and I just hope that we get an invitation to our wedding.
Is it a road run wedding?
Road run way.
Hey, now that's an idea. I like that. That's a good idea.
You're not a help, Nussbaum.
Probably
See
not.
that road
Probably
run
not
and
happening.
wedding. I like that idea. We should
Hey,
do
if
that.
we had a road run wedding, I wonder if we could get Chris and Pat to come, and Pat could play.
Ah.
Well, I don't know about that. That's not in my wheelhouse, but
Maybe we could ask them.
Yes. Yes, it is,
What-
Robbie.
let's get back to Carson Classic Motors, if we can.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us about your adventures and your how you found out about the Cannonball and a little history of your participation?
So Buck and I were here in the shop, I don't know, 2009, late 2009 or 2010. And somehow he knew about the first Cannonball, and we were trying to get invited, and we actually had a 1911 Triumph. And we're going to try and get ready so we can try and run that first inaugural Cannonball. But I was working full time. I'm not much of a mechanic, and we just didn't get the time. We didn't get to do it. But after that, since we didn't do 2010, Buck kept bugging Lonnie if there's another one that we wanted to do it. And so he bugged him and bugged him and bugged him. And one day I'm in the shop, and Buck had gotten a call from Lonnie, and Lonnie says, "Hey, we're going to do another one in 2012. If you want to ride in it, you're in it, and you're number 3.
That's about right. I just bugged Lonnie until he said, "Here's a number, go away, shut up."
So
we did. We
back
ran.
in 2012, you were actually one of the youngest riders. I think the actual youngest rider, and maybe even the youngest rider to date to ever compete in the Cannonball. Tell us a little bit about that experience back in 2012.
Yeah, I think since then Loring Hill has beat my age there, and good on him. I'm glad to hear that. We always want younger people in this kind of stuff. But in 2012, we did the Cannonball with a 1927 English BSA S27. It's a 500 single side valve motor, and it was, my dad and I, and we had Mike Wild on our team. We had a couple of folks from the UK on our team, and we struggled through the first Cannonball. The machine that we chose for the event was underpowered, really not designed to do an event like the Cannonball, and we wound up rebuilding the motor 3 times. We went through 2 top ends and a bottom end. The bottom end went in just out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So we did a bottom end rebuild in a machine shop in the middle of the night in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Kept going. Top ends, one in Sturgis, one later towards the end of the event. We got to Fort Bragg, California. I rode the bike in Fort Bragg. The bike wound up blowing up on the way out from the lunch stop. And at that point, we had no more spare parts left over. So we decided we were going to finish the race because we set out to do the race. We're going to finish it. And we decided to finish it. We were going to walk the machine across the Golden Gate Bridge. The race ended in 2012 in San Francisco, going across the Golden Gate Bridge. So we walked that BSA 3 miles across the Golden Gate Bridge. My dad and I and Steve Norton, Sean McGarry, we put a big Texas flag on the back of the bike and walked it across 3 miles of foggy Golden Gate Bridge. And just about the time that the rest of the Cannonball riders were going through the bridge, it was pretty wonderful and an amazing experience. But I did turn 21 on the first event that we did. Turned 21 in Murdo, South Dakota. And as I came in that day, if I remember right, the rear luggage rack on the bike had come loose. The rear stand was broken. Couldn't stand the bike up on its rear stand. So we leaned it up against a trailer. I think Mike Lichter took a picture of us, and we had a dollar bill that he ripped in half, and he gave me half of it on my 21st birthday and said, "Get the other half." We got to San Francisco. And so after we crossed the Golden Gate Bridge, walking across, he gave it to me and said, "Here you go." And I think he called me a dumbass.
Yeah.
That was a dollar bill, not a $100 bill.
That's a nice story.
That is a great story. So being one of the youngest riders on that first event, how did other people treat you? I mean, most of the field is quite a bit older. How did they take to such a young guy such as yourself?
I can tell you that I grew up in the Mike Carson school of razzing and never getting an inch anywhere. So I was kind of used to that. But the Cannonball crew has always been phenomenal. We had a fabulous time, and the people we met on that event and all the way through the last few years have been just wonderful people that we're proud to call lifelong friends. So it was a wonderful experience, and I can't say enough good things about the event.
We've met people from all over America and all over the world, and we've made friends with all of them. We stay in touch with them, and they stay in touch with us. We still get invitations to go to Germany, Australia, and all kinds of places to ride. We try and go when we can. But the Cannonball was the start for us of a brand new, very intimate motorcycle family that's really brought us a lot of rewards and friendship. If I could go back in time and do it again, I'd do it 5 times. It's been amazing. People we met have been amazing. So any young people out there who have never done it or want to do it, don't let anything stop you. Figure a way to do it. I forgot the name of the Air Force pilot who had the Indian he bought off eBay. And basically it was a piece of crap, and he held together with baling wire and Bondo and everything like that. And he took the Cannonball at a spur of the moment. I think he had a bike for 2 weeks, and he spent all his time rebuilding that bike, and everybody helped him. But his name was Josh, wasn't it? His name was Josh.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's the kind of event that once you get in it, if you've got the heart, if you've got the drive, if you love antique motorcycles, everybody's in it together. We bought a used race car trailer in 2010, and we fitted it out to be a machine shop. Now it's our Carson Classic Motors machine shop. It's got a lathe, and it's got air, and it's got drill presses and power tools and everything. It's a mobile machine shop. And my position has always been, whether I'm driving it as a mechanic or whether I'm riding the Cannonball, that machine shop has always been open to everyone on the Cannonball. We don't always have time to make a part for you, or maybe don't know how to make a part, but the tools are there. And everybody that comes on a Cannonball is welcome to use that trailer. And we help any way we can to get them up and running, because it's that kind of event. It's something that gets in your soul. And every 2 years, I say, I had enough. It's enough. I'm going to go on the boat. I'm going to go camping. I'm going to get drunk for that week, whatever it is. And then we show up. We show up at the start. And we get there, and it's like, how could we not go? Everybody that we're friends with in the motorcycle world shows up there, and either they're riding, or their support staff, or their crew, or they just come to watch us. It's an amazing event. And thank God for Lonnie for putting that together. And thank God for Jason and Leanne for keeping us going and keeping the spirit of what that is alive. It's not, I understand we have to make money. We have to keep the thing perpetuated, to keep hotels going and have cash flow and stuff. But Jason and Leanne have kept it from being commercialized. They've kept the spirit of the Cannonball. And that's what we've tried to do too. At CCM, that's what the machine shop's about, and that's what we're about. When we do the Cannonball, it's about getting everybody we can over that finish line. I don't care if the damn bike's all burned up. I don't care if it's in A1 condition. If we can help get you across that finish line to be part of this, and that's what we try and do.
And so,
Hey, Buck, let me ask you a question. I understand that Mike was your crew on the first Cannonball. Talk about that a little bit. What's that like?
certainly.
Wait, flashback.
No.
Yeah.
Is that the good shoulder?
That was the crew in 2012.
Me and Stevie Norton were the crew in 2000, and Sean McGarry.
Poor Buck.
Yeah, so basically what you're looking at is a couple of East Texas hillbillies that don't really know what they're doing. And we decided we're going to do this cross-country motorcycle race, which is arguably one of the hardest events in the world for a vintage motorcycle, if not the hardest. And, we had constant maintenance issues and constant breakdowns with this BSA we ran in the 2012 Cannonball. But between, him and Steve Norton, Sean McGarry, myself, and a giant handful of other folks, we were able to keep the bike going. So couldn't have done it without them. And, to kind of segue off talking about support crews. So Theresa came on board. She met us at the end of the 2012 Cannonball. We knew Theresa long before that, but in 2014, Theresa was one of our main support crew. She wasn't our crew chief, but she was just about there. So in 2014, every day the riders are given route sheets, and up until the 2018 event, it was always 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper that were stapled together. And so you would have to take those every night, cut them down to fit inside the route box on top of the motorcycle, tape them together, and then that would be your map for the next day. So in 2014, we had 8 riders on our team. We fielded one of the largest, if not the largest, Cannonball team in history. And Theresa was our official, besides bartender, emotional support, she was our route map supplier. So she would go into the room every single night for 8 riders and take all these 8.5, 11 stacks of paper that were stapled together, cut them down in a tabletop paper cutter, tape them together, and drink a lot of wine, and then come out and tape them into boxes. Sometimes they were upside down, but that's beside the point.
Never.
How much did you get paid for that?
Never.
So she did this for 8 riders every single night
Oh,
across
boy.
the country. 2014 Cannonball.
Hey,
And then in
Buck,
2016 and 2018, she was also on our support crew doing the same thing. She
I love you people.
couldn't do it without her.
Oh my God.
And so to kind of segue a little bit separate, in 2020, now 2021, Theresa will be riding in her first Cannonball. She's going to be riding with Mike on a 1928 sidecar.
Hey,
and
Bob.
we're very excited for it.
Buck, there's somebody who says they're your Cannonball mom. What does that mean?
Well, she's essentially the babysitter for a whole bunch of folks across the country.
Who is that?
Theresa.
No, your Cannonball mom.
Oh, Chris Simmons.
She's your Cannonball mom?
Very definitely.
Yeah.
That's a good look for you.
Shit's hot. Who can wear this stuff? Hi there, Buckley. And everybody, Nikki,
Merry
and
Christmas.
Teresa,
Oh, yeah.
Lady T, and Mike, all my favorite people from
Oh, yeah.
Texas.
Merry
Oh,
Christmas,
God.
lady. Merry Christmas.
Love you.
Hey, Buck, you don't call me. What's going on? You and Nikki, huh? Come on, tell me what's going on.
She just encompasses all my time these days. What can I say?
You forgot all about me. But hey, you know what? Nikki's awesome. I love you, Nikki. I'm so happy that you guys are together. And if Mike can get the money together to help for the wedding, Mike, you're on the fixed income. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll all chip in, right?
Chris, you guys are going to come to the wedding, right?
Sure. Can we bring Gumby?
Yeah.
Old Tinsel Tits over there.
It's
Oh my God, I feel like Rob Nussbaum.
Can't call it.
Take the shit.
Hey, that's enough of that.
Hey, I just wanted to say hi to you guys and have a Merry Christmas. I miss you all, and I'm so happy that you guys are happy. You know, everybody's staying healthy down there, right?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We love you.
Chris,
All
hang
right.
out. If you can hang out with us, hang out for a while. Maybe you want to interject. There's actually, I want you to talk about something with to do with the route sheets.
You know, Mike has a really hard time, and you know, us women have helped him across this country. You know, Teresa wasn't there on the chase, so we really had to pull it together to help Mike. You know, Andrea and I and Jody. You know, we got together and we tried to help him with that damn road chart. He just can't figure it out. That Lady T.
It takes a village.
A big
I didn't
village.
realize I had so much help.
Well, Mike is quite the charmer because he even had people slathering on his sunscreen for him and everything. All he had to do was get his leathers on and walk out there like a good-looking Texan, and he could charm any of them to do something.
I have to say, on the chase, the good-looking Texan worked his butt off, and he didn't have any crew helping him, and I was so impressed. You know, he's out riding mostly by himself, I think, right, Mike? On the chase? Yeah. You killed that one, man. You did great.
Cole Deister put 1930 VL together for me, and he made it so it only had 2 speeds, slow and effing fast. And so most I was by myself, but I couldn't help it. That was Cole's fault.
Yeah. Well, you did great. And I love riding with you guys. You know, I mean, we disagree about a lot of things, but we agree about so many other things. We speak motorcycle, and you guys are definitely family. So
Chris, we
Totally.
agree. We agree on the important things.
that's right. And Nikki, I mean, my God, I've loved Nikki probably before Buck knew her. I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure, but woohoo! Awesome.
Oh, that's great. Hey, let's take a look at some of the pictures you guys supplied. Maybe you can tell us about what's going on in these things. So we'll get a look at that. And Chris, you hang in there. Maybe you got some questions along the way, and then we'll break for a commercial in a few minutes. But let's take a look at some of these pictures. Mike,
Yeah, so
Buck, you
this
want to tell us what's
was
going on here?
This was the 2018 Cannonball event, starting out in Portland, Maine. This was right at the start after we had the famous Michael Lichter panoramic photo. He was on a 1917 Harley J, a 1924 Harley J. The 24 had completed the 2014 Cannonball event with a perfect score. He rode that. And then Brent Mayfield built both these machines. Brent Mayfield out of Dayton, Ohio. Fabulous wrench builder, amazing guy. Great
Cannonball
friend of ours.
rider.
Yeah, tell us about this thing.
That's a 1914 British Warwick, Warrick. When we bought it, it was one of the 5 left in the world of those Warwicks. It was in running condition. We bought it from Gert over in Holland. We bought it over, decided to soup it up a little bit. It had a 623 single cylinder, double exposed flywheel on it. We chopped off the ass end and put a 1914 Harley frame on it. Put a 1914 JD with a cam on it. Put a 3-speed sidecar G motor in it, G transmission in it, and we basically souped it up. We didn't change the body, the woodworks, the structure much. We screwed up because we left the leaf springs on the front. Originally, that had like a 600-pound English oak box in the front that they stuffed with meat or bread or ice, whatever. And it went from village to village, and it wasn't designed really to you go past about 20 miles an hour. Well, we chopped it up, and I think we had satellite record on it. Went to 71 miles an hour, and I damn near killed myself. We ran it a couple days in 2018, 2016. And Paulie OZ had to pull my ass in a few times because the batteries went dead on it. But it was a very unique machine. We still have it here in the shop. It still runs. It was built through a great team effort with Donnie Ellis Jr. and George Unruh and Shelby Withrow, and Mike Kozar, Buck, me, Teresa. It was just a crazy thing we did here in the shop. We do a lot of crazy shit here sometimes, but that was one of the craziest.
That thing was insane.
That was insane.
You wouldn't believe how fast it is. That's you,
What's
Buck.
this?
So that bike is a 1928 Burley JD. It's actually the bike that's behind us on camera at the moment. It's an unrestored, essentially kind of barn find type bike that's been totally gone through mechanically. There it is. And this bike is, for the most part, ready to go in the Cannonball. Nikki and I are both going to ride this 2-up. We have a 2-up seat on it with a Buffalo seat cover, and we're going to ride this in the 2021 event from Sault Ste. Marie down South Padre Island. It's a pretty special bike. We've had it in the shop for a couple of years, and it's going to be quite fun, hopefully.
You guys are going to both ride on that buddy seat?
We are. So this bike is designed for single person, and we put a buddy seat on it from like a panhead, and hopefully it's going to work out well for us.
Oh,
That's
Nikki, are you doing yoga? Are you stretching out? What's going on?
No, I'm working out. We got this down pat. Okay. I got this workout routine in order for me to be able to ride on the seat. So it's in progress. Thank goodness it was postponed.
The only workout routine I've seen is the right elbow.
Left.
Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back. We'll talk about these bikes, but we're going to take a break. We come back and we have a video segment we want to run, and then we'll talk about that a little bit. So just hang in there with us, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right?
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm with Banks Brothers Motorcycles. One of the things I want to show you today is our new improved engine puller.
The changes to this machine has been in the arms and in the hands. We put heim joints in the hand to allow rotation of the engine, which makes it easier to get it in and out of the frame. With the angle change, we have equal clamping pressure on them. And over here we have what's called the posi lock, which allows this to be locked in place and the engine can't swing from side to side.
And we're going to show you just how easy it is to pull the motor out of the bike right now. George is actually going to come in, make contact with the cylinders, tighten it down, and pull it out of there.
You lift it up, rotate it, and bring the assembly out of the frame. You see the motor starting to move, and it centers itself. This allows no side play once the motor's in place, and it keeps it safe. It can't fall out.
Visit BanksBrothersMotorcycles.com to order your Banks lift.
Ho, ho, ho. We're back.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, if you don't know, we're like halfway through now of this week's Cannonball Chronicles, which is dubbed Christmas Cannonball Chronicles with the Carsons.
And
Carson.
also this-
Classic Carson Christmas.
This is also the last episode of the year.
Of the year.
Best for last.
And we might come back next year.
That's
the game plan.
That's the plan.
I haven't seen my contract yet.
Oh.
Are you in negotiations again? Oh, always.
Oh,
always.
We got a good show tonight. Yeah. Let's bring in another segment. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and see what's happening on that.
With
Hello.
Rebecca Cunningham.
Hey, Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas, Rebecca. How are you?
That's my one ornament I have room for in the bus. Oh.
What do you got for us?
Well, I have a video that has Mike Carson in it, even though, 3 Cannonballs and the Chase, I have oodles and scads of footage of the Carson boys and Miss Theresa. However, I had a weird, like schedule conflict thing that happened. So I just kind of threw a little video together from the Chase, and it's just, it's a bunch of those guys doing what we all love to do, which is ride. And so I guess let's just play it and then we can talk about it.
Let's do it.
Who's that guy?
Killer ride today. So fun. I wish I didn't have to stop and get gas. I'll just keep on riding. Dude, did you guys see that? I'm freaking famous now.
You are.
I made the video.
You made the video.
Yes, I finally gotten you to where you don't run from me when I show up with the camera. I'm so proud of you, Jason. Those first few years, I have like half a frame of you and then you're gone. So I'm very proud of you that you talk to me when I'm pointing the camera at you, and I'm just proud of you for that.
You could
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so more famous is his goal for next year.
More famous.
That
How
video
could
made
you get more famous?
That's right.
How
Right.
could you get more famous?
We'll figure out something.
Ride.
Hey,
Smile, thinking about that ride. That
Mike-
day too. I remember everything about that day.
Mike
Lot
and
of buzz.
Buck
It was
gave us a
a great
video to
day.
look at too. Let's take a look at that if we can. But there's a video, I think, of that crazy contraption that Mike built.
Yeah, is Warwick.
Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't give Chris enough time to rack it up, but if he's got a chance, he can roll it at any point. So, Mike,
The
There you
1914 Warwick started out as an English village delivery vehicle with a big box on the front, 450 pounds of English oak for the baker. It's one of 5 in the world, 3 in museums, one's in a private collection, and we are building this. We're almost done. It's still steered by a tiller.
Oh, that tiller. Oh my gosh.
We're not done. The straps aren't tied down.
Yeah.
She's 102 years old.
That's awesome.
With a modern 1916 Harley stroker racing motor in it. (1931) 3-speed VL transmission in it with reverse.
Looks like it go 100 miles an hour.
It looks like it, yeah.
Wouldn't want to do 100 miles an hour on that.
but not in a straight line.
No. No. I remember following them from the finish line in 2016 to the hotel.
Brake. Throttle.
That was prior to the addition of the gauges into Sirius XM satellite radio. And that is not a lot.
Mike, tell them about the steering on that thing, because that is just, the steering is just crazy. I know from following you from the finish line to the hotel at the end of the 2016 Cannonball, we were on a divided road. We had 3 lanes going one way to the hotel, and a bunch of us were back behind you because the steering on that thing would make you walk the lanes. Tell them about the steering.
Steering.
Well, it's a trike in the first place. So the steering is done from a yoke where you sit. Doesn't have a wheel, doesn't have handlebars. It's a yoke. So we left the original springs with the old English wood box in the front of it. We left those intact, so it was oversprung. So the front end was too light. So if you go down the road and you hit a bump too hard, the front end would come off the road. And if it came off the road a half an inch or an inch, the pressure on the yoke would make the front end turn because the wheels weren't in contact. So there's no resistance with the tires anymore. So if you're going down the road, you hit a bump, you're airborne, even if it's half inch, an inch, you came back down, you already turned the wheels. So instead of tracking straight, now you're doing 50 miles an hour into the oncoming traffic or into the ditch. So to say it was squirrely would be a little bit of an understatement. And I blame that all on, who should we blame it on? We blame it on Shelby. Yeah, let's blame it on Shelby. We blame that on you, big dog.
Blame it on me, Mike. Blame it on me. I had nothing to do with it, but blame it on me.
Therese and I tried to put him on the Krispy Kreme diet before he went in the Cannonball to put some more weight up there, but he wasn't about it.
Let's take a look at some more of the pictures you guys sent in. And you guys can tell us about this stuff because there's one in particular. Hey, look at that.
That's the 28 JD from South Africa. We bought it Meekum a couple years ago. Cole Deister put a new motor in it, and Brian Henke got it tuned up and ready for the Cannonball. Of course, the Cannonball got postponed, so we took that down to Arkansas. We ran it in Terry and Doug's musket ball. Then we went to Maggie Valley and ran it with Ben Brown and Nikki and Buck, and that was the machine. We'll probably use on the Cannonball next time. 28 JD sidecar.
Here we go.
Let's go back to that picture for a minute. I want to, before we move on, it's really a pretty unique machine, and most people don't realize that the sidecar is actually on the wrong side.
Yeah, so for bikes that were exported out of the United States, such as to South Africa or England, where they drive on the opposite side of the road from us, the sidecar is actually placed on the opposite side. So this is one of those bikes. It's lived in South Africa. It's almost its entire life. It was a well-proven veteran machine over there that did a lot of old English bikes runs and American bike runs. So it's repatriated here to the United States within the last couple of years, but we're leaving the left-hand sidecar on it for nostalgia. Why not?
Heck yeah. So has there been a learning curve with the sidecar on that side with oncoming traffic or
hasn't
turning?
Really bothered. It hasn't bothered me at all, Jason, but it's kind of made Teresa's hair turn a little gray.
She's added more to the left-hand sidecar.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's good. It's a cool machine. I got to see it while I was at Cole's place. And a lot of little trick stuff on the thing to make it real roadworthy for long distance adventures.
Uh-oh, what's this?
Buck will tell you about that.
Talk about this, Mike.
This is on Buck, I think.
So
okay, Buck. Yeah, I heard you cut him off.
Yeah, this picture was actually taken by Kelly Maudlin on the 2018 Cannonball. And we had an accident, both of us did, in Indiana. I think it was stage 3. It was on September 12th, which was actually my birthday. Going down the road, we hit some road construction. The road crew had milled up one lane of the road. It was a 2-lane road, backcountry Indiana. And the road crew was actually directing us, trying to get us off of the paved road. It's one of those split divides where they had one side milled up and they were trying to direct traffic and keep traffic flowing. So they directed us down to the milled up side of the road. And about halfway down, they tried to direct us back up. So what had happened was Mike and I were riding and we were going down the road. He stayed up on the paved section because he doesn't obey anybody but himself. And I went down on the unpaved side that was milled up, and about halfway down, the road crew changed directions. There was no communication, I guess, between them, and tried to direct us back up. So I tried to go back up, to hop back up onto the paved section of road, which was about 3 inches higher with the transition from the milling. And I got the front wheel up on it, the back wheel caught. I went down and started doing 360s in the middle of the road. And he was coming up behind me on the 17 Harley J. We were both probably doing about 50 miles an hour. And he had a choice of either running over me, which now he thinks he probably should have, or going off in the ditch.
Right.
And so he chose to go off in the ditch. And what happened with that is he came off the bike at about 50 miles an hour. The bike was not damaged in any form or fashion, but he suffered a few injuries. And I'll let you tell him about the injuries.
The damn ditch was 6 feet deep. So I landed on my shoulder. I broke my left shoulder. I broke the top 4 ribs of the left side, concussion, bruises, all that kind of stuff. So just one of those deals. And so I got screwed up.
And the picture, to kind of give a little bit of recognition to Kelly, in 2014, Kelly Maudlin went down on his Henderson 4 that he was riding the event. He came off, went off a cliff, and the old man was there when Kelly was brought back up. He duct taped his ribs and rode in that night. I think he had some cracked ribs or broken ribs. And at the time, he told Kelly, "Suck it up, Buttercup." And so
Kelly had a couple cracked or broken ribs, and he was in pain. He's a big guy, so I just, I said, "Hey, suck it up, Buttercup." And so
the picture in reference that we have now is Kelly telling him to suck it up, Buttercup. 2018 wrecked on the 2018 Cannonball. Kelly was right there behind us, and he saw it happen. And so he took the picture, the infamous picture with the middle finger, and he told him to suck it up, Buttercup. And that was the response he got.
And that's Cannonball riding.
That's what you get for trying to run over my man.
So that knocked you out of the event, right, Mike?
What, Jason?
I said you definitely did suck it up that year.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what happened after that day and how you got through it and what you did and the things that you used to continue on.
The ambulance crew loaded me up, and they wanted to give me morphine, and I was afraid if they gave me morphine, I didn't know how bad I was. I was afraid if they gave me morphine, I wouldn't be able to ride. Well, I didn't know how screwed up I was, so they took me to the hospital, and they gave me some X-rays, and I kept refusing the morphine. The doctor came back. He says, your big bone, not your collarbone, but your big bone is broken all the way through. And you got 4 broken ribs, you got a concussion, and all this other shit. And he says, do you want some morphine? Because we're going to operate on you, put your shoulder back together. And I said, no, I don't want any morphine, and I don't want the operation. I got to, the Cannonball is like a moving circus. You got to stay up with it or you're out. And the doctor says, well, you're not going nowhere, and you're certainly not riding a motorcycle. And right about that time, Spitfire, Vicky, walked in. She's a nurse, and she looked at the X-rays, and she says, give him morphine. He's getting morphine right now. And so they gave me morphine, and she was there for quite a while. And she left, and they were going to operate on me. And I got really pissy about it, and I made some threats and everything. And so they weren't going to operate on me. So I said, look, I'm leaving. Give me my damn clothes. And they didn't want to give me my clothes. So I called for the security guard, and they came in and bought my clothes. They got real pissy about it. And so I said, I'm leaving. Give me some dope. Give me something to help me out. And so the doctors gave me Tylenol because they were pissed off at me. I said, no, I'm really hurt. And they said, well, if you're hurt, stay here, let us operate on you. And so I basically said, no, I'm out of here. So I went out in the waiting room, and they gave me Tylenol, a prescription for super Tylenol. And Teresa borrowed a car, and she came back, and she came in and found out how bad it was, and she wanted me to get the operation. And I said, well, too late for that shit. Let's go catch up. So I got in the car. God bless her. She had a fifth of Jim Beam Devil's Cut and a can of Pepsi. And so we stopped at the local pharmacy. We got the super Tylenol, and I think I drank 3/4 of that quart, or fifth, 3/4 of the fifth on the way back to camp. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't lay down. I was all screwed up and bad pain. I'm not a puss, but I'm going to tell you, that was the worst pain I've ever been in. And I couldn't lay down. It was hard even to sit in a chair. You couldn't sneeze. You couldn't fart. You couldn't pee. You couldn't do nothing because the pain was like terrible. And so I kept trying to get in the chair every night, and I rode in the truck. And we got to Sturgis, and I think it was the 4th day, the rest day. And I said, look, I didn't come here to sit in the damn truck all the way. I'm not flying back to Houston, so I'm going to go down where the guys are, machine shop is. We're going to get the bike started. I'm trying to ride it. So I went down there, and Big Donnie Ellis was our crew chief. And I said, Donnie, fire that thing up. And I had my sling on and shit like that. He says, I'm not firing it up. He says, fuck you. And I said, fire it up. He said, nope. I said, George Unruh. George, come on, George, start it up. Said, no, fuck you. I'm not start it. Stevie Norton wouldn't start it, so Buck wouldn't start it either. So he's my son. So I got really, really shitty. And so unfortunately, he started.
Not you.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
And I took my sling off, and I got back on the bike, and I put about 20 miles on it, and that's the end of the story. I rode.
Well, it's
yeah, but you had did you have some kind of stick or brace or something like that on your arm?
No, it's not the end of the story at all. He had his sling on, and he rode for 3 days with his crippled ass arm. And the only way I think he was able to ride that bike, so the bike that Brent Mayfield built, which miraculously somehow was not damaged in the accident, he was all screwed up. The bike was totally okay. The bike it's a foot clutch, but the hand shift is on a J. It goes through the sidecar loop. Brent made this custom shifter adaptation, so it goes up and down for first, second, third. So he had this gimp arm, and he's able to reach down, foot clutch, and shift it. And he rode 3 days, leaving out of Sturgis. We went through Wyoming, going into Montana. He did 3 days in Montana. We did Glacier National Park together. The going to the Sun Road, we rode together. Got to the very top. It was snowing in September, freezing ass cold. Beautiful ride, but freezing ass cold. Went going down through it, and at the bottom, trying to go out of Glacier National Park, he was just in terrible pain. He was kind of swerving all over the road and thought he was going to go down again, but he didn't. And so the two of us rode out together going into Glacier National Park. We got out of the park, stopped for fuel, and the whole day he kept saying the bike wasn't running right, and I wasn't really sure what it was, but we kept going. And about 14 miles from the finish that day, the bike finally gave up and stopped, and we put him on the chase truck. And what had happened was on the cam chest on those J's, it goes up like this, and you've got your generator gear and all the gears connected. One of the screws that holds those gears in had backed out, and the gear came loose and it trashed the whole cam chest. So
Robbie, that was my last day when the motor went. When the motor gave away that last day, that was you.
Right.
You were in the van, and you picked me up.
And somebody who was with you, and I'm not going to mention names, but somebody tried to help you and hurt your shoulder in the process.
Yeah, I'm not going to mention any names either, but they tried to get me up.
You were in a lot of pain. I remember that day. We picked you up with the sweep truck.
Who was driving? Was that Bruce Redpath?
Cole.
Cole was driving?
Yeah, it was Cole. I was riding with Cole that day, and we came upon you, and I thought we were going to have to take you to the hospital again. Yeah, I could see it in your eye. I never seen you like that, Mike. I mean,
I got to tell you,
we were all calling you Iron Mike, because we knew what you were going through. And
I was never so pissed off in my life at you and that damn Cole, because you picked me up in the van, and I was in terrible pain, and we had like 15 miles to go, and you would not stop at the damn liquor store. I needed a bourbon.
Well, Mike, you might have needed a bourbon, but all I heard was, so I didn't hear anything about bourbon. All I heard was moaning and groaning like a little girl.
Hey, the moral to the story is, I personally think the Cannonball is the hardest. It's got to be the hardest antique motorcycle run, and maybe one of the hardest motorcycle runs in the world. If you want to run the Cannonball, you got to have balls and you got to have guts. I don't care if you're a man or woman. You got to have the guts to do it. And we got them here in Texas.
Bourbon? Do you have to have bourbon?
Cannonball's got it.
Do you have to have bourbon?
And bourbon, damn right.
And the other thing I just remembered is you were broke down in a liquor store.
I stopped on purpose. That was a deliberate stop. I stopped at the liquor store.
Let's look at some more pictures.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember the duct tape on him. He had duct tape holding him together, too. That was pretty impressive.
Gorilla tape. That was Gorilla tape.
Nobody helped
Gorilla
you.
tape. I'm sorry. Yes.
Nobody helped you, Mike.
You all helped me.
Look at that. Buck, what's going on here?
That was a 2014 event. We went from, where did we go? Daytona Beach to Tacoma, Washington. That's a 1936 Harley Davidson R model, 45 cubic inch. That was taken in Moab, Utah. It was a beautiful day of riding, go through the canyons, perfect weather. Couldn't ask for a better day. That bike is now currently on display in Cannonball exhibit at Dale's Wheels Through Time, where Nikki just left as general manager for many, many years. It's a beautiful place, and if you get the chance, be sure to check it out in Maggie Valley, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see the display down there that they put together.
And
What's
that looks to be
what's
Google.
going on here with this picture?
Google.
You can look up all kinds of things on Google.
I should tell you about this one. I'll tell you off air, though, one that you can Google.
Oh, boy. But I think the picture that was up there was of our 2014 Cannonball. Oh, that's the Wheels Through Time website, Dale's Wheels Through Time.
Yeah.
And they have a brand new exhibit there. Obviously, COVID has kind of hampered their schedule this year, but the Cannonball exhibit through 2021 is going to be on display. And it features many prominent machines that were in the 2010, 12, 14, 16, 18 events. A lot of great machines there. And even without the Cannonball exhibit, it's a beautiful place. 30,000 or 36,000 square feet of space. All American made motorcycles, early 1900s up to 1980s, 1990s. Fabulous place. If you have never been, it's a mecca if you're into antique motorcycles and cars. Hell of a place.
Heck yeah. Love that place. Sure wish Nikki was still there listing stuff on eBay, though.
That's all right. She's found a better gig now.
That's
Yeah,
our.
she did start selling off that Carson Classic collection.
Hey, I'm so broke. You might start selling some stuff.
You never know.
Keep crying, Mike.
That's our 2014 Carson Classic Motors team. 8 riders. We recognize a lot of faces there. We got Scott. We got John.
Here's Brett Mayfield, David Lloyd, Greg McFarland, Steve Simpson, and then 2 assholes from East Texas in cowboy hats.
That was a damn good team.
And sure was skinny back then.
Huh?
Said you guys were sure skinny back then.
Well, one of us still is.
Figure out who it is.
Oh, yes.
That's also our Cannonball team, and I think it's probably the largest Cannonball team, except maybe for the 4 guys, Mark Hill and his team, that has been fielded. We had 8 riders going out of our machine shop trailer that we talked about earlier. Just an amazing team, and of course, we couldn't have done it without Theresa doing our route sheets every single day.
The thing about the Mark Hill team on the chase was those guys were so slow. On the 4s, man, they're slow.
Oh yeah. Hey, so let's talk about what's happening in the future here with CCM. What can we expect for 2021 coming up?
Okay, zoom in.
You gotta go up to the camera.
Oh, boy.
No.
Wedding.
Cannonball wedding?
No pressure. I mean, there's no pressure at all.
Hey, Leanne, when it comes time to register rooms for 2021, I will give you $100 if you block out their rooms and don't give them to them.
Oh, that's not enough. I'll do it for 200.
All right, you got it.
Hey, we're just getting on.
What did you say? Machine shop and Mike's room?
Yeah.
You just sleep in the trailer, Mike, on the lathe?
I've slept in the trailer lots of times, Robbie.
I'm sure you have, Mike.
Yeah,
Not on purpose.
The funny thing about that machine shop trailer, you've had it on every Cannonball since 2012, and it sits at the farm, at the ranch, until we use it for an event. And I swear, I can go in there and turn on the lights and not have any alcohol, coffee, no nothing, just straight. Just walk in there, and I swear, I see ghosts. I see ghosts from overnights building motors. I see ghosts of guys that are laying in the back cussing and trying to make. I see people. I see faces. It's like the whole Cannonball history for us is in that trailer. We have people from around the world in that trailer working and doing stuff like that, and they're still there.
Do you get the smells too?
Oh yeah, the smell is there. You smell the oil, the gas, the fluids. I mean, it's amazing.
So I know we got Buck and we got Mike and CCM this year. Do we have any other riders that are teaming up with CCM this year?
David Lloyd was going to team up with us. We planned on it, so we don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens to the Cannonball. We had AA from Springfield, Massachusetts Indian with Dennis Baldeck. We're going to be on our team too, but let's wait and see what happens. We're going to keep it small, so.
Well, we're looking forward to 2021. It'll be here sooner than we know.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So the lady who has to organize all of it before we start.
I'm still on vacation, so January 1st comes and I'm going to be scrambling.
Yes, I know.
We got something exciting in the works that hopefully right after the first of the year we'll get to share with everybody. And some more good news for 2021.
Is it a cash prize for every single rider?
You're breaking up.
That sounds great. I want to get in on that.
I heard the Carsons were donating. Hey, somebody texted me today and wanted to know what the Carsons were giving away tonight.
I'm giving away the answers to every friggin' quiz that Jason can come up with in 2021.
I heard they're going to do that on the Cannonball, Mike. You brushing up on your history?
I'm sorry, Robbie. What was that?
You're breaking up, Mike.
Yeah.
So what's happening in the next 3 months with you guys? I know now the auction's been canceled. If you haven't heard, the Mecum auction that usually happens end of January is now going to happen at the end of April, which is kind of a bummer, but in a good way. It's a good thing too. Looking forward to seeing you guys there, but looks like it's going to be extended out a little bit longer now. You guys have anything planned in the next 3 months?
Teresa just bought a FFY, and we got it down in Florida, a fucking French yacht. So we're probably going to be on the boat, and we're probably going to head to Bahamas for a couple months.
Oh, heck yeah.
That'll be nice.
How about for Mr. Buck?
Wedding.
There is no wedding. There's no wedding. No, it's going to be this thing behind here on the left, the 28. Make sure it's dialed in, ready for the Cannonball. We've got a place in Maggie Valley. We just kind of float back and forth between Texas and Maggie Valley and just enjoying life and riding old motorcycles and having too much fun.
Mike, did you tie the tin cans and stuff behind the bike so that when after the wedding they can drag them out?
There's not enough room for a wedding in here, Robbie. Sorry.
Yeah, there is. There is.
Oh, yeah.
Nikki, what do you think about him being your father-in-law?
Yes, please focus in on
talk about that.
Focus in on tinsel tits.
Wait, we changed.
Nikki, feel free. Speak truthfully. I'll just go over here.
Mike, now let's flash forward. Okay, this wedding goes off, and Mike Carson is your father-in-law. Talk about that.
All I have to say is, oh boy. Oh, you're in the same.
Oh, I'm still here. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I love him to pieces, and if that day ever does come, though, I cannot wish for a better Phil.
I'll give you
Sucking
100.
up.
Sucking up.
Sucking up.
I expected more, Nikki. I'm sorry.
I know it's got a long road ahead. It's a very long road ahead of us, but I know that this GLT loves banana popsicles, and he also loves high chews.
Amen. Amen.
So, we didn't talk about GLT. What does GLT stand for, Mike?
Fucking good looking Texan.
What?
You're flossing your teeth. Can you get closer to the camera with that?
He's flossing his teeth with a $100 bill and trying to
Buck, how did he get the name Good Looking Texan?
It's a self-applied moniker. You're
Well,
welcome.
You heard that Buckley was SLT, sexy looking Texan. So he had to become the GLT.
GLV.
All I'm going to say is this. John Holmes did not give himself his own nickname, and neither did I.
On that note, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Robbie.
Absolutely. I want to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas. Thanks for being on the show. It's been quite a while that we've been waiting for you guys to come on. Hopefully the next time that we get to see you guys and have you on the show, we can do it live from the CCM Ranch. Maybe you guys will be having a ride and a get together.
Road run?
Road run?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
We do have one question from Jim Bohm. You can imagine, Mike. Jim Bohm wants to know, how's your little blue pill supply holding out?
Okay, this is a serious question.
I want to know too. I'm curious.
This is a serious question. So you guys start smart mouth about the blue pill. I'm 71 years old, okay? So I was gone one time, and I buy these things in bulk. So I had Buck go to the ranch to pick up the mail. There's a package there with, the blue pills in them. And they come 10 to a thing. And I had
Buck get a
40
hernia? Did he get a hernia lifting up that box?
No.
Yes.
But back in those days, before I started dating Teresa, that kind of supply would last me, a year. But now, hey, that's like a 2-month supply. 40 of those things tend to think it's terrible. That's why I'm skinny.
One last story, Mike. Let's talk about packing saddlebags for a long trip. Do you know where I'm going with this?
3/4 of them, but don't worry about it.
All right. So seriously, do you know what's bad about blue pills and bourbon? Nothing.
Mike, I don't know if you heard my question. Let's talk about packing a saddlebag for a long distance trip. You and Teresa are packing the Victory for a road trip. Do you know where I'm going with this? Something about shoes?
Oh. Yeah, so on a modern bike, we go someplace for a few days. So I got an 06 Road King, I got a couple modern Victories. So here's the deal. So one saddlebag is mine, one saddlebag is hers. My side, half of it is tools, extra
And blue
oil,
pills.
clothes, the blue pills, a couple of guns, some ammo, shit like that, okay? Her side, okay, the bottom half is boots and shoes. The top half is her clothes. And then there's the duffel bag I have to strap to the back.
Sounds like all the necessities.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, I'm good, I know.
Gotta make sure your girl looks good when you stop.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, let's get this train rolling. I got some more Christmas drinks to make and have tonight. We're gonna just relax here the next few days and in the warm Arizona sun. And, you know, I want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas. Thanks to the Carson clan again for coming on tonight. We love you guys. Can't wait to see you guys in person. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later. And hopefully you guys stay safe coming up here in 2021. All that kind of good stuff.
Merry Christmas. God bless.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you.
Yes. Merry
Stay safe.
Christmas.
Ride safe, everybody. Be careful.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.